So today I am just off the side of the road for this incredible field behind me here filled with sunflowers. It's an incredible place here in the fall, kind of in between late summer and early fall. These flowers just explode up here in northern Arizona. So today we're going to be photographing them. However, it is a very windy day today. So I'm going to give you a few tips on how to take photos in windy conditions. Let's get into it. So my first tip today is freeze the action. How you can do that is by doing two things: boost your ISO, you can boost your shutter speed, or like I said, you can boost both. Ideally for a windy day like this, to freeze the action, you're looking for a shutter speed of about 1/500th of a second. Let me show you what that looks like on the back of the camera with a standard shutter speed of maybe 125th, and I'll show you one with a 1/500th so you can kind of compare and contrast. For my first image, I zoomed in on this beautiful purple and green milk thistle plant, and you can see how much movement there is within this scene. So for this first image, I'm going to freeze the action with a 1/500th of a second shot. See how nice and crisp the plant is when I zoom in? Contrast that with this second image shot at 1/125th of a second. See how the milk thistle plant is quite blurry and unsharp? For tip number 2, embrace the wind. The movement you don't get very often, so doing something like a slower shutter speed or even using a ND filter to really slow down your shutter makes for some really creative images. Let me show you a couple of those right now. The second image was a 30-second exposure. See how blurry the flowers have become and how wispy and stretched out the clouds are? I think this makes for a really creative touch. So my third and final tip today are to combine both tips 1 and 2. For the foreground, the flowers themselves, I want those to be nice and blurry, so that's going to be a longer exposure. The same with the clouds in the upper part of the photograph. I want them to be really stretched out and wispy. And then the third and final element is at about the 2/3 horizon line, there is a train track that is passing through with these big trains every so often. And I want to freeze an engine car in the frame because with the colors of the field being kind of green and yellow, the sky being blue and white, the train itself is orange. So it should really stand out in this photo as the main subject. For this third and final image, I took a first shot that had a 30-second shutter to again create that wispy and blurred effect, and the second shot at 1/500th of a second to freeze the train. Here's the final result. Well, I hope you enjoyed coming to this incredible field of sunflowers and learned a few tips of how to get better photos in windy conditions. For now, you know the drill. Hit that like button, share this video with somebody who's interested in photography, and I'll see you in that next adventure.